first question, what are the service accounts needed and permissions for ConfigMgr? I see in the hydration kit domain controller, there's a CM underscore CP, a CM underscore JD, a CM underscore NAA, a CM underscore SR. In fact, I'll actually just go ahead and post this comment here in the stream so you can see all of these, plus MDT ones, which I don't think I need. Absolutely. So when it comes to the hydration kit, let's go ahead and take a look over here. I'll pop open one of my domain controllers here. And actually, I want to go in here. And we'll see what we have available right now. So if we go in here, you will see a number of those accounts that Matthew mentioned here in the chat. So the CM underscore CP account, you can see in the description, this is only used if you are using client push. So to be able to remotely push out a client onto a device. So this is a specific use case for this particular account, gives us least privilege in using a single account for this single purpose. So the client push account will need some specific permissions out on a device if you want to use client push. The JD account is for joining a domain. So in a task sequence, you'll often have join domain steps that require an account to actually join the domain and potentially put the device that's joining in a specific OU. So this account would be used in that context. The NAA account, or the network access account, no longer recommended to use. So let me see if I can actually pull up the documentation on that. But yes, this is sort of a legacy account. Typically, this is not an account that should be used anymore. Here's what I was looking for. So I'll pull that up in just a moment. The reporting services account, this is going to be the account that actually connects to the reporting services point. And so that's what that's for. Agreed, Matthew. If you are not using MDT in your hydration kit, or said another way, because you need to use MDT to actually use the hydration kit, but if you're not actually deploying the MDT01 server to have an MDT server within the hydration kit, these accounts here are not really needed. So those can go away, or those may not be used. Network access account would not recommend using. Client push account here, only if you're using client push, and then the join account for actually joining the domain. And then I mentioned I was going to pull up some of the documentation here on this. So there is basically some Microsoft documentation. I'll share this link as well that indicates all of the different accounts that can be used. So if we click here, basically you can see down here all of the different types of accounts. So here's your network access account. We've got our software update point accounts, a whole bunch of different accounts that could be used. So I'll go ahead and share this. The network access account here, let's see. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Basically, with HTTPS or enhanced HTTP, we want to go ahead and get rid of that network access account. That the password for that account is often stored in clear text on clients. You can see that there are some additional tips that if you do need to use it, you don't want to allow it to have interactive sign-in rights on the account. There are a lot of different things here, a lot of different reasons to not use the network access account, so just don't use it. And then on the where to go here? Reporting service point account. This is basically the account that's used to, you can see here, the SQL Server Reporting Services, or SSRS, will use the Reporting Services Point account, or RSP. It's often abbreviated as. Will retrieve data for reports from the database. So this account actually has to have some additional permissions here, both on the site server and the SQL Server itself. So this is a fantastic reference document. It's going to show all of those accounts that you may use, as well as the permissions that may be required, and in a lot of cases, some notes on what you want to make sure you absolutely do not do, like grant those interactive sign-in rights. So I see the question here, is the CMSR account just running SSRS, or does it need to exist in the console with a role assigned as well? Let's see what I've got going on here. So let's take a look over here. So in my reporting services point, I am referring to, or I am using that actual account here. So that is the SSRS account that's used to actually connect to the database. And that should, let's see, show up. Those are that's not what I want. Here's what I want, the accounts. There we go. So it does show up here in the console, basically where you do have to configure this for the reporting services point to actually function. And you can see here, I have a couple of those accounts configured here in the site, and the network access account is, of course, not being used here. So I hope that helps. And yes, the follow-up question here, for the example for OSD, you would need the CMJD and others. Yes, let's see if I've got a task sequence set up to use that account. I should. Let's check this one maybe. And we can look at the exact step that is being used, or that account in the hydration kit is being used. Let's see here. Nope, it's not going to be there. There we go. So you can see here in the apply network settings steps, I had to look for a second because often I just have this as a join domain, or labeled as a join domain step rather than apply network settings steps. But essentially here we put the domain that we want to join and then the specific OU. Obviously we've got a nice UI that we can use to browse to whatever OU we want to join to. And then you're going to use an account that has permissions to not only join to the domain, but also ensure that it can be, the device can join into the specific OU that you've specified here. So in the event that you have delegated access configured, you want to make sure that you have those proper permissions on this account in that OU. All right. No, so I see the question here about the CMSR doesn't need to be in the administrative users. I do have that. Oh, yes, not in the administrative users, but it is in the accounts. Correct. Absolutely. I misread your question there at the beginning. And then we should, as long as we can go over here and go to reporting. You can see that I've got my reports available as normal. All right, excellent. Happy to help. All right, hey Matt, I see you're joining us today. Johan had an appointment that he had to attend this evening, so just flying solo tonight. Absolutely. Great point here. Mike Terrell joining us. Thanks, Mike, for this. Make sure the join domain account has the requirements for domain hardening. Absolutely. Let's see if I can pull that up here. So here is our So basically, a few different requirements that came out as part of this KB. So this was some domain hardening that started back in 2022, and sort of they finalized the changes here in August of last year. But these are the three scenarios where when you do have the domain hardened, you need to make sure that the user attempting to rejoin or reuse a computer account is the creator of the existing account, or they need to be the computer needed to be created by a member of domain administrators, or you need to have here. Whoops, that is not the owner of the computer account needs to be a member of the domain compute controller, allow computer account reuse during domain join group policy. Um, so, fantastic call out, Mike. Thank you so much for mentioning that. Absolutely the case. So, I will share this link as well.